Now here's our second inequality word problem. Rebekah manages a yoga studio that charges each customer a one-time initial fee of $35 and an additional fee of $12 per class taken. Rebekah's goal is for each customer to spend at least $100 in the studio, and she wants to know the minimum number of classes a customer needs to take to meet that goal. Let C represent the number of classes a customer takes. 1. Which inequality describes the scenario? And 2. What is the minimum number of classes a customer can take for Rebekah to meet her goal? So I first want you to pause the video, do the problem, come back, and we'll go through the answer together. Okay, let's read the problem. Rebekah manages a yoga studio that charges each customer a one-time initial fee of $35. So a one-time initial fee of $35. And there's an additional fee of $12 per class taken. And Rebekah's goal is for each customer to spend at least $100 at the studio, and she wants to know the minimum number of classes a customer needs to take to meet that goal. So let's C represent the number of classes a customer takes. So how much classes? So C is how much classes a customer takes. So we're being asked which inequality describes this scenario. Let's go through all of the options. First one, 35 plus C is less than or equal to 100. So when it says at least $100 in the video, so it means greater than or less than greater than or equal to 100. So all the equations that says less or equal to 100 will first all be canceled. So this says less than 100 or equal to, less than 100 or equal to. Now we only have it down to B and D. Now let's look at each of those. 35 plus C is greater or equal to than 100. Well, what is 100? What is C? C is the number of classes a customer takes. So 35 plus the number of classes customer takes is equal to 100. Well, for the 100 and 35, they're all representing money. They're all talking money, $35 and $100. C isn't money, it's just the number of classes. So that doesn't really make sense, but let's first hold it there. Let's now look at D and compare them. $35, $100, and now we have plus 12C. Now 12C is talking money because it means $12 per class. But C is just the number of classes, so I think we'll stick with D. Yes, it makes the most sense. It means 35, which is that initial fee, plus 12 per class taken is greater than or equal to or at least $100. So that fits this scenario. That's the answer for the first problem. And 2, what is the minimum number of classes a customer can take for Rebekah to meet her goal? Now, it's just all we have to do is solve for C. I'm first going to copy the inequality down, which is 35 plus 12C is greater or equal to 100. Okay, and then we are going to, it's basically the same thing as solving for an value in an equation. It's just that the answer isn't exactly the same, but yes, it's pretty easy. So we want to get rid of this 35 on both sides. So what do? We minus the 35 on both sides of the not the equation, the inequality. So on the left side, we're just going to be left with 12C. Remember, the sign does not change. And on the right side, we have 100 minus 35, which is 65. So we know that if we divide a 12 on both sides, C is greater than a little more than 5. A little more than 5. But, just like that last word problem, this is a real life situation. It's not mathematical. It's not super mathematical. It's something like you can't have a fraction of a class. It's either you not take that class or you take that class. So you can't have a fraction. So if you want to, if you want to have enough classes, it's usually better to have more classes than enough than just a bit not yet at enough. So it has to be enough for the goal. So so 5 would be 2 less. 5, we need 5. It's a little more than 5. So the only thing that can cover everything is moving on to 6. So we're going to take 6, and that's the minimum of classes a customer can take for Rebekah to meet her goal. So if C is equal to 6, we'll have 35 plus 6 times 12, which is equal to 6 times 12 is 72, plus that's 107. So $7 more, but it's good enough. Well, they'll need to take 6 classes.